Hi, this is Don Bukers. I'm an ex-teacher of Perseverance Secondary, and Mr. Duminy has asked me to address the matriculants for 2021, and so I want to welcome all of you who has made it this far, and with the help of your teachers, obviously as your guides to the future as well. I'll try not to be too formal, but I've made a few notes to give you an idea of what my message is for you all today. So I'll give you a bit of background about myself to begin with, and then just to motivate you to to feel quite secure in who you are and where you're heading to in the future, and what resources are available for you out there in the big wide world, in this global village we all live in, breathe in, and try to be the best that we can. So as an introduction, I grew up in Belhar, in the flower streets, not far from Chestnut Drive, and I attended Gardenia Primary. Ek het Afrikaans groot geword, maar ek dink my Engelse onderwyseres, Juffrou de Wet by Bella Secondary of Bella High, soos almal nou wil Engels praat en so aan, maar yes, so I grew up Afrikaans, but I was motivated by my English teacher at Bella High for 5 years to reach a grade that I could be proud of, and do well in language and literature, which also helped me to then go on to obtain a state bursary to at Bella High, after I was motivated by my counseling teacher to actually be bold enough to sit down for an interview for a visiting inspector back in the day, and in 1989 when I was in matric. So that really opened the doors for me to, even though I didn't feel very motivated or didn't feel I was academically strong enough to even think of going to university, but I knew, and my teachers advised all of us, which grades to work towards, to which subjects to choose at the age of 15, which is grade 10, standard 8 and Meida. So yeah, I had the interview in matric. Unfortunately, I only got a provisional exemption for matric, so matriculatie. I can't remember the Afrikaans word now. It's a matric exemption to be allowed into university studies. So I was accepted, but conditionally, at the University of Western Cape, but I had to rewrite geography, which did happen. I had to sit in March the following year, although I was allowed to start classes at the university. Initially it was very difficult for those of our background, so-called coloreds. Some people don't want to use that word anymore, but an increasing number of veterans and fighters for freedom in the colored community do actually want to own that word. So I'm the same. I do identify as being colored, and whatever the language issues are about who we are, what we need to speak, the new generations, whatever. So I don't want to toddle on too much about that. I'm here to just give you a sense of how you can stretch yourself, your minds, your choices, your career options as well. So I gave you a bit of where I grew up. I wasn't a high achiever in subjects, especially maths and science, but I always had my family and neighbors and friends behind me to push me a little bit, just to get at least the minimum requirements for any subject. So I didn't, to be honest, I didn't aim high at school, but I knew that there was a chance, just a slight chance, that I could actually enter either a college course and eventually maybe dare to dream to go to university to study a degree. And yeah, that's what happened. So I matriculated in 1989, started in 1985. I have experience of, and so does all your teachers as well, of my generation and those who lived through the apartheid years. I was born in 72, so between 72 to 92, when Nelson Mandela was released, I was part of that childhood upbringing, even in the last 2 decades of apartheid. So yeah, I write about my experiences a lot in the books that I've written. I've got 3 books out, and that's just off the point just for now. But yeah, I left Perseverance in 1999. I just thought, well, a lot of my friends was taking advantage of this stream of young people and students, and just everybody suddenly having that open route or choice to go to the United Kingdom, to England, via a working holiday visa. So I just thought, no, I think I want to do this. I want to see the world. I want to make use of this opportunity, and that's what happened. In 1999, I was given permission for a year off from my teaching. I obviously didn't opt for being paid to be away, because that's how I got the opportunity to actually go, and I'm grateful to Mr. Telmarkers, who was the principal when I was teaching there, to give me that chance and that breakaway to see the world, and actually found myself going over with a friend to London. I ended up being a waiter first, didn't think of teaching at all, and I did end up teaching as a cover teacher. I took the chance. I knew I was qualified, and so it happened that I had some experience back then in teaching overseas with my South African degree, BA degree in English and geography. I also did 2 years of psychology, but it's because of the options that was given to me, that was made possible to me, that I was made aware of routes of study, lines of study to get to where I got to. So straight after university, I was pushed into the teaching profession for about 10 years, but I did subsequently then also use that experience, and I returned to South Africa, but I did go back permanently as well. I'm just going to pause quickly. I'm back, sorry. So so my message today for all of you listening and wondering how I got to have the success that I've had. I have had to work hard to gain the same levels of knowledge and research and grades to be able to pass all my my subjects at university especially. I had a lot of help from my family, and the next point I want to get to for all of you is to just to say, don't rely too much on your teachers or friends and neighbors and family who wants to help you but don't know where to get the resources from. So I would suggest you start at school. Mr. Dumini has always been at the front of making it known to students where to go to, trips to university, trips to career days and this and that. It's all about choosing which abilities you are best at, which abilities will make you happy to perhaps think of a career in what you do best, be it languages, maybe you are good at any practical subject if you are, and or if it's something more academic, like languages, English, Afrikaans, Xhosa, whatever. What I want to say to that is, if you research on your own as well, all of you have access to the internet via mobile phones, or if you don't have a phone or you don't have airtime, go to a library, book a computer or book a laptop or something. I don't know what is available at the libraries in your local areas, but just go and speak to the librarian maybe and ask. You just need guidance for career opportunities. If you're too late to access a specific course maybe, and you're not sure which way you can make your matric subject work for you, talk to a professional, go to the library, go to a career office, go to a local civic center group, or people that you know is around or that you know of that can steer you in the right direction. Julle sal moet self uitspring en navorsing doen. Use the papers, use the magazines, go online and check what is out there, which bursaries are out there. Tell your teachers you've seen information about bursaries. What are the chances for you to access and even dare to apply? So never be afraid to go for it, to actually say, okay, fine, I know I'm good at the things that they require me to do for accessing a course, either a college course or a course where you can improve your grades and then access a course you would like to do, and which you think could be beneficial to you, financially and personally. So yeah, so focus on improving grades that you don't feel so good about. Qualifications do open doors for you, but if you're more practically inclined, yes, go down that route and just get a notebook, make your notes, write the information down, talk to your teachers, talk to someone who has the time to listen to you, and make time, or ask them for their time to help you. So yeah, although I've been away from Cape Town for about 20 years or so, I am still connected to the society and the writing community there, to teachers, to education, to politics, artists. I work a lot with artists in South Africa, and so yeah, I still have that cultural connection, and I have visited over the years as well. But to end off, I eventually retired early from teaching, and subsequently in 2015 I somehow was able and lucky to work with Casper de Vries. I don't know if you all know who he is. comedian, Afrikaans comedian, very well known in South Africa. Because I met him once years and years ago before I left Cape Town, I asked him for, and when he had his art exhibition, I contacted him and I asked him if I could ask for a very weird favor. Would he be able to allow me to interpret his artworks? I think it was 9 artworks that I interpreted in poetry. He said yes, and that opened up the doors for me to actually launch my poetry and my career as an ekphrastic writer. Ekphrastic means interpreting art and pictures and images into writing. So it happened. I wasn't there. I was still overseas, but my brother Norman, he represented me at a gallery near Johannesburg. On the final day, my poems were exhibited in the gallery, and there was a lot of press there and this and that from Cliff Central and other news agencies at the time. Although I wasn't there, that was my moment to now, even years after, reflect on how it all started for me. And the next year, in 2016, my first book, The Salamander Chronicles, was published. In 2017, my second book was published, which included the collection I did with Casper de Vries and other prominent artists from South Africa. And my latest book was published in around just before Christmas last year. And just before I forget, my books are available on Loot, South Africa online bookstore, and Take a Lot as well. This was my first book, just to share with you, The Salamander Chronicles. The second one is the one where I collaborated and worked with artists from South Africa, and inside there are, although black and white, because it's very expensive to publish in color, very expensive, but I was lucky. This is one of Casper de Vries's collection. It's and I've got other artists as well in this book as well. It's called Icarus Rising, the lead poem, and my final book is Sic Transit Gloria Mundi, which is Latin, and it translates to Thus Passes the Glory of this World. So that's it. I'm not going to keep you up for too long. I want you all to dream big. I hope that you take away something from this address, and think about what I said, make some notes, and I'm sure Mr. Dumini and your teachers that make a team to help all of you will guide you and steer you in the right direction. Never give up, believe in yourself, and remember to be practical and realistic about your strengths and how it will help you to choose the careers you want. But don't rush into it. You can even maybe take a year out, but after that year, even if you go and work for a little bit to get some money together for your courses that you want to study, don't stay there, don't slip into the thinking of I'll just continue working. If you can, and if it's possible that you can enter a course, go for it. You never know which doors will open for you. So I want to thank you for listening to me. I want to thank Mr. Dumini for all the years of sacrifice that he and the Perseverance community, with parents and influencers and community leaders, and all of the staff has done and is still doing for all of you. Don't let anyone tell you you cannot do anything. Dream big and make the impossible possible. I want to read you the final section of my book, Sic Transit Claudia Mundi. I thought I want to share this with you, and it reads like the following. Epilogue, a final letter to humanity. Whoever you are or wherever you are, no matter what your culture, religion, sexual orientation, or political and social views are in this sea of souls we refer to as life, you do not have to exist alone in this complex natural world we all battle to understand. Some of you, it might even feel like you are the only one of your kind, like no one else really sees who you really are. Do not doubt your existence in this world of billions of personalities, attitudes, mentalities, and myriad of perspectives. You are unique. You are relevant. You matter. You have a place in this global village of La Vida, life. This human race is admittedly complex. Our lives are increasingly becoming stifled by inept governments and gravy-train drip leaders unable to unite citizens or ensuring freedom of speech or access to basic human needs, although they are capable, exemplary leaders of nations who thrive in a multilingual and multi-faith society. Some of you might find yourself on a predestined elected path forged by your religious and cultural beliefs, as well as your unique customs, maybe even expected to continue family traditions. However, there comes a moment in our lives where we find ourselves at existential crossroads, with a multitude of voices urging us to follow a designated path. This is that pivotal moment when you have to decide if the time has come to follow your own path, fueled by an inner stirring of emotions, frustrations, and a need to get the opportunity to explore this earthly existence. Some of you might battle with your own spirituality or questions of faith. Trust your instincts and never feel guilty to question, to investigate, to open your mind. You might be pleasantly surprised by the human spirit, despite our differences. Be bold. Be brave. Explore new places. Even if you never leave your hometown, city, province, state, or country. Trust your inner moral compass to help steer you through challenging circumstances and new experiences. Go beyond your perceived limitations. Learn from those around you. Be receptive to strange new experiences. Explore our natural world. Each strange unknown face you encounter in this life has a story, a history, a legacy. Even a genuine smile can be healing, a healing gift to someone who has nothing or no one. Be kind to each other. Be helpful in any way possible. Live righteously. We all experience love, loss, and laughter, but those of you who do not, you are not alone. Strive to become who you know you were always meant to be. If ever you doubt yourself or feel undervalued, discarded, or invisible, turn the impossible into I'm possible. I'm going to end off with, this is also in the book at the end, a quote from Nelson Mandela. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Let your greatness blossom. Of course, the task will not be easy. But not to do this would be a crime against humanity, against which I ask all humanity now to rise up. By Nelson Mandela. So that's the end of my broadcast and my address to you. I wish you all the best. Don't worry. Work through the nerves. Study hard. Do not let go of your drive and your fire to be successful. But you must put in the time. you must ask for help, and you must allow others to guide you, especially your teachers, I'm sure. So, au revoir, tot ziens, goodbye, and I wish all of you the best of success. Bye. This was Don Bukers from France.